and it's a haunted bathtub. This is Megan in the restricted section, and this is restricted section after dark. I got the idea to start this new segment when I found this book called Hotter Blood at the library sale that Sue and I go to. It is a collection of short horror erotica stories, and so I thought it would be fun if once a month I read one of those stories and then talked about it. So I decided to start this new segment. So this is Restricted Section After Dark, and I will say the first story in this collection, I did read it. I decided not to talk about it because it was incredibly rapey and horrible, and I didn't really want to give it any attention, so I skipped on to the second one and decided to give it a shot, and if it was also terrible like that, I was going to just not read the book anymore. But the second story was better. So the story that I'm going to talk about today is called The Tub by Richard Laymon. This will probably not be spoiler free, just a heads up. So in this story, a woman whose husband is away accepting the Bram Stoker Award for a horror story, ironically enough, she's having an affair, so she calls her lover. What is it called? Okay, so when it's the other woman, they're called mistresses, but what are men called when they're the other man? Is there a word for that? Because there should be a word for that. Anyway, so she calls her mister, and he comes over, and she decides that they're going to have sex in this big, ugly tub that her husband insisted that they have when they redecorated their bathroom, and it apparently was a bathtub that an old movie star had killed herself in. So they proceed to have sex, or they start to have sex in the bathtub, and the man dies in the middle of coitus there, and falls on top of her, and she cannot get up. So she is trapped under a corpse. And then, you know, the story unfolds. As you can expect, it gets pretty gross. And then there is kind of a twist. There's a twist. Her husband does come home because she can't get out, and so she's like, well, I'm just going to have to wait for my husband to get home, and our marriage will be over, but fuck it, I won't be under a dead guy anymore. So he gets home and does not help her. He leaves. So you think, you know, he goes on vacation, and he comes home, and you're expecting him to find, you know, 2 dead bodies in the bathtub now instead of 1. That is not the case. So what he finds is a pretty gruesome scene, and his wife is still alive. I won't give too many details, so that was not spoiler free, but I've left the details out. So the writing in this story is not great. Granted, I did not have like super high expectations when I bought this for like, probably like 25 cents at the library sale, and what I was expecting was for it to be entertaining, and it was entertaining. The characters are all quite unlikable. The female character is she's a pretty selfish character, and she's very into herself. She likes to watch herself. She's got mirrors all over the bathroom, and she likes to watch herself in them. And then the man that she's cheating on her husband with is also incredibly into himself, and at one point, like, she has to tell him to stop checking himself out in the mirrors and come have sex with her, because he's just really, really into himself. So, and the husband isn't necessarily unlikable, he's just a pretty flat character. He's just a pretty flat character. It is kind of fucked up that he just, you know, left his wife underneath her dead lover, but, I mean, she was cheating on him, so I'm not really sure what the karmic balance is there. I've never found myself in that situation, so I'm not really sure how that's supposed to, what the trade-off is there. Seems kind of fucked up, but anyway. So, yeah, not a great story, but it was definitely entertaining. I will also read a couple of quotes from this story. Hello? Guess who, Kenny? She spoke into the phone using her most sultry voice, which she knew was exceedingly sultry. And another. But this is one damn cloud with a silver lining, she told herself. The fucking tub's just the right size for fucking. Big Ken would be able to climb right in. Let's see, and one more. She kept hammering her fists down his back. They made meaty thuds. She had no idea whether pounding on him would do any good, but she'd seen it done on doctor shows. Also, in a way it felt good. Each blow sent quick little tremors through his body, like wrapping a watermelon at the grocery store. The tremors made him vibrate on top of her. They gave Joyce a tingle. The blows even jostled his penis a little. It was buried in her, still erect. I know you're faking, she said. Now come on. Dead guys don't have boners. So those are just some examples of the incredibly good writing in the story. But yeah, it was entertaining. It was pretty fucked up, and the ending was pretty gory and gruesome. So there was horror, there was erotica. It delivered as promised. So that was my first segment of the restricted section after dark. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you like it? Do you think it's stupid? Let me know. If there are any stories that you'd like me to read and talk about in this segment, you can comment below, message me on Twitter, shoot us an email, whatever you want to do, and just let me know where to find said stories, and I'll take a look at them and see if there's anything that I am interested in reading. So, as usual, there'll be some links down below where you can find Sue and myself elsewhere on social media, if you're so inclined. And if you're not already subscribed to the restricted section, you should do it. And we'll see you next time.